I go on and all, if we can get everyone's attention, I did not have this plan until I saw Sarah this morning. How unbelievably gorgeous is Sarah? Can we all? I am Stefan Nicolo, and for those of you who do not know me, I have known Brian since we were both chubby. And a lot of you might know that Brian and Sarah, they started dating in college, but they actually met in high school. And that's where my first story begins. So it was a gorgeous Saturday morning at 3 a.m. and Brian and I were looking for something to do. And Sarah was a very fun girl. She liked to party with the older boys, which was convenient. And so we gave her a call, and we drove over to her house at 3 o'clock in the morning, and oh my God. Hey, are your parents here? both your parents? We got to church so early that we were the first ones in line for communion. It was amazing. It was really good. Next story. So a few of you might know that Brian and Sarah, they actually got engaged on the Eiffel Tower, but I do not think you all know the entire story, and I'd like to tell it. So Brian likes to put a little extra pressure on himself, and so when Sarah was studying abroad in Paris, he actually booked a trip over Valentine's Day, all right? And to up his game a little bit more, he booked a horse-drawn carriage to the Eiffel Tower where he was going to propose. And so the horse-drawn carriage shows up Valentine's Day and picks him up, and I don't know how many of you know this, but the Eiffel Tower actually sparkles once an hour. It's absolutely spectacular. You're in downtown Paris, there's nothing better than it. When they're on this carriage, the Eiffel Tower started to sparkle, and Brian was looking right in Sarah's eye. And he could see the Eiffel Tower sparkling in her eye, and he just looked at her and said, "Sarah, I love you." Gave her a smooch right in the lips. I know, it's pretty romantic. And so they get to the Eiffel Tower, and they go up there having an unbelievable dinner. And right before dessert comes, Brian stands up, he's getting down on one knee, and Sarah lets out the biggest fart anyone's ever heard. Just kidding, girls don't fart, that's made up. So Brian's getting down on one knee, and the Eiffel Tower lights up once again. The Eiffel Tower's lighting up, Brian goes down on a knee, he sees the exact same twinkle in Sarah's eye, and he just says, "Sarah, will you marry me?" And she obviously says yes. The whole restaurant erupts, bottle of champagne pops from the maitre d'. She comes into Brian's arm, everyone gives him a standing ovation, and my goodness, honestly, Brian Swanson, that is the most average proposal in the history of mankind. But to be serious. Brian and Sarah are an unbelievable couple that has love that should be emulated by every single person that has a couple. I've heard Sarah speak candidly about Brian before, and honestly, it sounded like she was talking about a superhero who saves the world daily and has never done wrong and will never do wrong. I'm not kidding. And obviously, over the years, Brian's my best buddy. We've had many conversations about, just brief. How are you and Sarah doing? Every time it's lavish. Every time it's over the top. Every time it's filled with so much love. And I honestly don't even think Brian can conceive a negative thought about Sarah. They love each other so much. Yeah, absolutely. With that said, I love you both, and I would like to propose a toast. I hope you have some champagne left. All right. To Brian and Sarah, many more years, and a little piece of advice my cousin Tony once gave at a wedding, and I think it's very important. If you guys ever fight naked. Cheers.